Hey guys, how's it going? Black Boy here, and today we are finally going to dive in to my 500 series unit. As you guys can see, I got my two 500 series gear here. So today on the first episode of 500 series gear, we're going to start off with this bad boy right here, my SPL DeEsser. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Alright guys, like I said, I got the SPL DeEsser here and my Midas 512 right here. Now this is a 4-band EQ and we will get to this one later. So I'm going to set this one off to the side. Right here, this is a DeEsser. Now I know what you guys are probably asking yourself. Black Boy, what is a DeEsser? Well, a DeEsser is it's something that takes away the hard syllables or sibilances of certain letters, like S's or T's or TH's or Z's or Z's. If you guys can hear all the scents, whenever it is I say something with an S or a T or a Z or a Z, depending on where you are in the world. More Z than Z, but anyways, I digress. What this does is it takes that away or makes it less harsh. Now this, in its sense, is kind of sort of like a compressor. Or, well, no, I shouldn't say that. What I should say is, if you have a DeEsser, whether it be a 500 series, a standalone unit, whatsoever, and you also have a compressor, you're going to want to put the DeEsser in front of your compressor. Now, why is that? Well, that's just because a compressor is going to compress the sound, or it's going to compress the signal that much harder, and those sharp syllables or sibilances, those S's, those T's, those TH's, those Z's are going to come through a lot more clearer, in turn making your DeEsser work a lot harder. Now, for me, this is something that I wanted to get because it's a very simple unit. Okay, we can see what it does, and it's for getting into 500 series gear. This is something that is simple enough for me to wrap my head around, not just how a DeEsser works, but also figuring out how to run everything through my 500 series. So, as we can see here, and as you guys know, I love very simple control schemes, and this has a very simple control scheme. We have a on and bypass switch at the very top. We have a high S dial that rotates. Then we have the high band de-essing, with a off on switch. Then we have the low S frequency with another roller. Now these two rollers are not stepped, so you can roll them on nice and smoothly how much you want. Now for this type of unit, I prefer these controls not being stepped. It just makes it a lot easier to roll them on and off. Then we have another switch for male and female vocals. Now this switch is very, very important because stereotypically males have a deeper voice than females. And so this will concentrate, if it's on the female setting, more on higher frequencies. And if it's on the male setting, more on lower frequencies. And then we have the low band de-essing on and off switch. Now, all four of these switches are very nice and very sturdy. You know, you can feel that it takes a little effort to flip the switch. Not so much that it would be annoying or get hard to do, but enough that it's not just going to flip willy-nilly. All right, that being said, let us go ahead and input this into the rack right now.
All right, guys. So as you can see, we're here at the rack. I am sliding in the SPL DeEsser, and then I will be tying it down or screwing it down with these bolts that came with the rack, and I believe they are T11s. I went out and bought this Husky screwdriver to specifically for this rack, and as you can see now, I'm sliding in the Midas 512, and you want to make sure those holes right there line up with the holes for the screws, and you want to push it in there really nice and tight so that way you can hear it slide in and connect in. Once again, screw holes line up. That's how you know it's perfect. Also, you want to make sure that it's right side up. I almost put the 512 in there upside down. At this point in time, guys, I like to say thank you for all you guys who have been watching and have made comments and things like that on my videos, that have subscribed. If you like my content, I would ask that you would please click the subscribe button. I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers. So I would really appreciate it if you guys could either like share my videos, hit the subscribe button. But yeah, that's it on this being in the rack. So let's get back to it.
All right, guys. So I got the whole DeEsser in, and this is what it sounds like. Right now, I am running two microphones. The one you can see right here is my Shure MV7X, and then I also have my little lapel mic right here. Now, my lapel mic is going straight into my interface, whereas this bad boy is going into the DeEsser, then into the 4-band EQ, and then into my compressor. I will be switching back and forth between, the 7X and the lapel mic for the rest of this video. But as you can see right there, the DeEsser light is clearly flashing, letting you know that it is doing the job. So right now, I have it on. I have the high band frequency at about like a 2, maybe 3, I think it is. And then the low band frequency at a 5. And it's also set to a male's voice. Actually, here, let me grab a light so that way you guys can clearly see the settings that I have on it. Now, as you guys can clearly see, I'm talking directly into the lapel mic right now, but let me just right here. Right on. So yeah, like I said, it's in the on position, not bypass. Got the high S feature on 3. De-essing is on for both of these. Low S de-essing is at 5, and got the male voice on. All right, and so the reason why I have it set up like that is because, one, it's my first time using it, and I want to get a nice, good semblance. Now, I'm going to do this without changing any of the settings on the DeEsser, because I want to have a nice, long sample size and then go from there. So as you guys can clearly see, like I said, the DeEsser is working. Trying to think of a lot of words that use these semblances, but of course, when I'm put on the spot, it's hard for me to think about it. But like I said, the DeEsser is there to smooth out some of those harsh semblances, like S's, T's, TH's, Z's or Z's, depending on where you're from, but more likely Z than a Z. Oh no, I guess Z works. But as far as this SPL DeEsser, do I like it? Do I not like it? I absolutely love it. Getting a DeEsser is something I think is instrumental for a studio. It not only does it work, and not only is it good for recording music, but it's also great for monologues and just regular talking. It cleans up a lot of the vocals and speeches that people tend to give in these situations, especially for like a voiceover. So, would I recommend getting a DeEsser? Yes, I would. Would I recommend getting this SPL DeS? Yes, I do. Especially if you're in 500 series gear or getting into 500 series gear. To me, it wasn't that expensive. This particular unit, I will have a link to it down bottom. But this particular unit was not all that expensive. Maybe, I want to say it was under $600. I know that for sure. Once again, I got this as a Christmas present, so I can't remember exactly how much the price is, but I will throw a picture of that up right here so that way you guys know. But I digress. I do recommend people get a DeEsser. It's so fun. I think it's a fundamental piece. It's so versatile. You can use it on a lot of different projects, not just singing, not just voiceovers, but there's a lot of different things that you can use it for. This particular unit, like I said, very simple, very easy to get a hang on. We got the on-off switch. We got the high S settings, the low S settings, high S and low S on off, and then also a male female voice switch. Very simple, very easy to use. Learning curve shouldn't be all that hard, but hey, I will let you guys know after I use this for a couple of more, for a little bit longer. Well, guys, that's all the time we have for today. My name is Black Boy. I hope you found this video very useful and very helpful. If there's any suggestions you have, go ahead, jot them down in the comment section below. Also, if there's any 500 series gear you think I should dive into, take a look at, let me know. Until next time, remember, I'm Black Boy, and keep practicing.